Okay, so it's been a while since I have been reviewing Bibles. Actually, the last review that I did was when Miss Amanda from Cambridge sent me this NRSV updated edition. Now, actually, I have no intention of reviewing this Legacy Standard Bible, but because I just thought of reviewing this now. This was not intended as a review copy because actually I received this Bible as a gift from a friend from our Bible forum online from Bernadette from Everything Bibles in the USA. She gifted me this when let me just share that page with you. Just last April. Now, so let me get on with this video. Now, this Bible comes with this very attractive and very solid two-piece box, and this is the inside column reference. You'll know what that means later on as we go into the review itself. And this is the ISBN number. And now this is the red goatskin, and it is edge lined, and here we have the ISBN number. As you can see, this is printed and bound in Korea. Now, I really appreciate Bernadette for gifting me this specific Bible. This has been my preaching Bible for quite a while now. I've used this for our online preaching because this one is a very hefty Bible. It's very big and it's a chunky meat Bible. But I love this nonetheless because, first of all, this has a very attractive leather. This is the goat skin, and it's very soft. As you can see, it's quite floppy, and the gilt edges, how it was made, it's very, very rich. And as you can see, we have a yap here, an extra yap, and I like that. And anyways, to give you a glimpse of the dimension, let me just get my measuring ruler just for a while. The width would be like now, if we exclude the extra yap, it's like that we will be having a 6.5 inches for the width. For the length, it would be a little over 9 inches. I think it's 9.5. Yeah, it's 9.5. And the thickness would be and the thickness would be like 1.5 inches. As you can see, this is edge lined, and I don't know what material is this anyway. Now, and as it turns out, we have 5 attractive spine hubs, and the detail on the spine, it's really, really elegant. Holy Bible, we have the symbol for the LSB, Legacy Standard Bible, and here we have the publisher, Steadfast Bibles. Now, I don't want to wear this Bible out, but I've been preaching from this every now and then. This has a really good liner here, and don't forget that if you're new to this kind of Bible, you don't tear this apart because this supports the entire text block. And we have 1, 2, 3 cardstocks, 4 cardstocks, and then here we will be going through the title page. Legacy Standard Bible, Steadfast Bible. And as you can see, the copyright page, we have a number of ISBN numbers already here. That means there are a lot of editions and versions for this specific Bible. Now, Steadfast Bible is a division of 316 Publishing. As you can see, we have the foreword here. Now, if you're new to this translation, the Legacy Standard Bible, now I suggest that you read the foreword properly, because all the details are here regarding the translation. And for those who are new to this translation, the Legacy Standard is actually a branch off from the NASB, the New American Standard Bible, the 95 edition. And as you can see, since the NAS is a literal word-for-word formal translation, now this LSB takes off from that as well. This is a formal equivalence translation. It renders every word literal, word for word. The word placements, the renderings, they are really close to the Hebrew and Greek. Moving forward, we have the explanation of the general format for this edition. We have abbreviations and special markings, and here we have the table of contents. Actually, I like the texture of the paper here. It's very smooth and you could easily grab and turn the pages. Now we move on to the Old Testament. And as you can see, this is a single column format. It is verse by verse, and we have the notes at the inner column, hence the inner column reference edition. Now this is a very beautiful layout. We have red accents. The book is in red. The book title is in red. The chapter number is also in red. The verse numbers are not, but as you can see, there are verse numbers that are in bold, meaning these are the new paragraphs if you're reading it in a paragraph format. Finding the specific the specific footnotes, references, finding the specific reference would be also easy, because you could see that the verse numbers and the chapter numbers here are printed in bold. As we move on deeper into the Bible, okay, the page content is also in red, the page numbers in red. Now, it's a very attractive layout. It's very easy to read for anyone who wants to have a reading Bible. Although this one is helpful for preaching, this is also excellent for study and for devotional reading as well. Now, I'd like to show you the layout for the poetry section as we move on to the Psalms. Here we are in the book of Psalms. Now, the book lays out pretty flat, because actually we are in the middle of the Bible. But let me just turn to you this layout. It's very exquisite. It's very beautiful. Now, my eyes does not strain, because practically the font size here, it's very comfortable to read, as you could, and this is perfectly line match for me. We have less ghosting, less bleed through. Actually, if I could zoom in. Now, there's nothing much to see on the other side, maybe less, but it is not distracting. It's not distracting. Let us move on now to the New Testament. As you can see, as we turn the pages here, actually since I've been using this for a while, here in the New Testament, the words of Christ are actually in black, which is actually very nice. And if there are any references like this one in the Gospel of Matthew, also the format in the genealogy is just perfect. You could easily identify the generation. And like I said, the words of Christ are in black. And also, if there are any references, let me show you. If there are any references to the Old Testament, it is printed in all caps. You could easily identify the references from the Old Testament. This leads me to a specific point here in the Legacy Standard Bible is that it uses the Tetragrammaton, the divine name of God, as Yahweh. For a number of times it is repeated in the Old Testament using the divine name of God as Yahweh, which is very attractive for this translation actually. Okay, so moving along, after the book of Revelations, which is on page 1590, here we have the monetary units. We also have weights and measurements. We have the concordance. To the Old and the New Testament. And here we have 8 maps printed on glossy paper. Now, I really don't like glossy paper, but since the maps are quite detailed, I pretty much appreciate it. It's quite different from the maps that I'm used to, like the maps in Holman and Cambridge. This one is in glossy paper, and after this we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blank at the back, cardstock I mean. And here we have 3 ribbon markers, a very long set of ribbon markers in gold, yellow, and I don't know what color is this. They are very attractive and they're very useful since they are very long. Alright, so since this Legacy Standard Bible is advertised as a Bible translation using the formal equivalence translation philosophy, I'd like to test it out on how close it really is with the biblical languages. So I'll be bringing out my my Hebrew and my Greek texts here just for a while. Okay, so I chose first here in the Legacy Standard Bible. We are here in 2 Kings chapter 18 verse 1. Now it happened in the 3rd year of Hoshea, the son of Elah, king of Israel, that Hezekiah, the son of Ahaz, king of Judah, became king. Now let me check then how it is read from the Hebrew in my text here. Now as you can see, this is verse 1 of 2 Kings, chapter 18. Now let me just let me illustrate to you how I would have it read. In the 3rd year of King Hoshea, son of Elah of Israel, Hezekiah, son of King Ahaz of Judah, became king. Now, if you heard that right, it is somewhat close to the rendering of the Legacy Standard Bible. Now, let us choose again another verse. Now, here we are in Songs of Songs. I'd like to turn to you to chapter 3, verse 8. Song of Songs, chapter 3, verse 8, where it says here, all of them are those who seized the sword, learned in war, each man has his sword at his side, guarding against the dreadful things of the night. the word here italized, I guess this is a supplied word which is not included in the Hebrew text. Now, let us check then what we have in our Tanakh. Now, here in my Tanakh, we are here in the Song of Songs, chapter 3, and we are looking at here verse 8 down the last line, because the next one is verse 9. Now, let me try my best to translate the text for you. All of them trained in warfare, skilled in battle, each with sword on thigh because of terror and night. Now, the Legacy Standard translates it as sword at his side. I would have this read as each with sword on thigh. Now, truthfully, they just added the word guarding against the dreadful things of night. We are here. I would just translate this as because of terror by night. Now, it's still a bit close, understandably. Lastly, I'd like to check out here from the Legacy Standard, Isaiah 51. Isaiah 51, verse 1. Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness, who seek Yahweh. Look to the rock from which you were hewn, and to the quarry from which you were dug. Now, let me check then what we have in our Hebrew. Now here we are in Isaiah 51, and we will be reading from verse 1. Okay, this is not. So let me try translating it for you as well. Okay, so listen to me, you who pursue justice. Very close to the first line of the Legacy Standard, when the word here, I would translate it as justice, while in the Legacy Standard it is rendered as righteousness. Now, to the next part. You who seek the Lord. Who seek the Lord. Look to the rock you were hewn from, to the quarry you were dug from. Again, this is really close to the Legacy Standard. The text of the Legacy Standard pretty much agrees with this Hebrew text. Now, I would like to try testing the New Testament of this Legacy Standard Bible. And here we are in the Gospel of Luke. And I'd like to see how they fare with verse 28. Luke 1:28. Here in the Legacy it says, "And coming in, he said to her, 'Greetings, favored one, the Lord is with you.'" Now, let us take a look with our Greek New Testament. And now here we are in the Gospel of Luke. Luke chapter 1, verse 28. Now, I'd like to render this into English for you. And having approached toward her, he said, "Hail." This one, I would read this as having been favored the Lord with you. Interesting though that of course if we have the word placement, but still the Greek here in Luke 1:28, I mean the rendering of the Legacy Standard with the Greek New Testament, it still comes close. So I just chose some verses here in the Legacy Standard Bible and wanted to test out how they really actually fare when we read from the Hebrew and the Greek. And luckily, when I chose certain verses, it's just a few. I just would like to test it out. Okay, it really is close to the Hebrew and the Greek, as it advertises being a formal, having the Legacy Standard utilizing the formal equivalence translation philosophy. Now we have three translation philosophies, and here we have illustrated this Bible being a strictly, and not actually strictly, but a formal, utilizing the formal, meaning it is translated word for word from the Hebrew and the Greek. Now, what are my thoughts here? Number one, this is an excellent tool for reading scriptures. It would help you out if you're actually looking for a literal translation of the Bible. This one is actually perfect for that one. And secondly, this is very easy to read. This is the fonts, the layout, how it is printed. Your eyes would not have the hard time reading from this Bible. And secondly, the aesthetics of this Bible, it's very, very beautiful. Now you could see we also have some gold lines here inside. And lastly, this Legacy Standard Bible is a perfect Bible on the pulpit, and also this would make you a good study Bible. Now there's not much space on the margin, but you could definitely mark up this Bible if you'd like to. And like here, in some books there are spaces where you could write, but actually for me, I don't write on premium Bibles. See, here we have the text only. You could see that there are little margin space, so it does not work out writing on this Bible. But marking it up, highlighting it, lining it, this Bible works well. Now, for me, I would recommend this Bible for anyone, especially for those who would like to have an excellent, a premium preaching Bible. This would definitely work out for you. Now, I'm hoping that someone would actually help us out in having a compact version of the LSB so that we could bring it around every time we go on visitations and every time we travel. Now, thank you very much. I hope you find this video, this review, helpful for you. Now, what we could do is point you to the right direction of where you could purchase this Bible. Actually, I'm here in the Philippines, but this one was sent to me from the USA. Hopefully this video reaches the office of the Steadfast Bibles. Guys from Steadfast, you could send me your review copies if you'd like. We could open up the market here in the Philippines for you. Although there are already some places where of course there are actually some pastors who are already using this, but you could, if you reach out to us, I mean, people from Steadfast, if you reach out to us, we could help you out, branch out, open more markets for you. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Take care, keep calm, and Jesus on. Keep safe. God bless.